Hi, I'm Dayna Reggero, and I'm the founder of the Climate Listening Project. I think Paula is here, Paula Swepson. Hi, Paula.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Paula is the star of one of my new films called Climate Change, and thank you for joining, Paula. Hi, Robin.
Hello, Paula. How are you doing? Hello, Dana. Nice to see you. A long time. Yeah, I'll just introduce Dana. You obviously make sort of climate, environmental documentaries. You travel around and you see things and you go film them and you're trying to save the world. I know that. But just you've been to the festival before. You've submitted a couple of films and then we awarded you the Maya Deren prize for all your work, didn't we? Because we like to honor, like, we're not obviously not the Oscars, but we like to honor people that are out there doing stuff that's important or making consistently good work. So, and every time I go on your feed, you're in some country doing something or other. So, yeah. And on the call as well, we have two filmmakers, Shari and Georgia, that are in competition this year. So they're in the actual selection. Um, we had Mole earlier, and we've got Boo tomorrow, a Greek film. So yeah, hopefully you can stay around for that. But this is your moment. We're gonna have a little chit chat, I think, and just it'll be nice to learn a little bit more about you for the audience. What we'll do is I'll publish this, edit it, and but it's if you don't mind, I can ask you some questions, Dana, just to start. Just sort of go back.
Sounds great. Thank you.
No, it's okay. Let's go back a long, long time ago and think like two things really. When did you, let's say when did you want to save the planet? That might be from birth, but when did you think film was a good way to address it?
Mm. I have been thinking about this a lot lately as I make a new film I'm calling Just Listening. But I think about my climate listening project that I founded 10 years ago, and I think about when I wanted to really be a listener, not just a filmmaker, but when I wanted to start listening. And it was when I was very young. I had, my mom got very sick, and I remember going to school and looking around and having this idea of sonder, of thinking everybody is thinking different thoughts that we're not talking about. Like people are hurting, people have traumas that we don't that we don't get to address on our day to day as we're trying to just live and get through everything and
Mm.
and be joyful or feel our whole selves is hard and that's for everybody that I've listened to all around the world. It doesn't matter where you are, you know, having those moments of trauma, of pain, and then joy and feeling alone throughout a lot of that. So I wanted to listen to people and offer that. And I'm not trying to save the world. I'm just trying to be there, to make sure there's a listener and that no stories really get deleted or that certain stories of resilience and hope can shine through, like Paula's story. I went there after a hurricane to listen with the West Marion Inc. in Marion, North Carolina. And but the story there really is also of Paula raising, $20 million to build a resilience hub in her community after listening there for 10 years and doing such amazing work with community that they were there ready to care for community when that hurricane happened and continue to work together and so that story is really actually like so beautiful and hopeful. Paula's story, although there's a lot of different things that are needing to be told, stories that need to be told, and the work that she's done in community also makes sure that other stories, like there's a cemetery that they're reviving that was lost, and making sure that everybody, is honored and cared for,
Oh,
yeah.
good. I don't know if Paula wants to speak about any of what you've achieved and you're working with Dana also, if you don't mind.
Okay. So I'm Paul Swips, and I'm the executive director of West Marion Incorporated, the first and only Black-led nonprofit in McDowell County, and we were established in 2018. So since I've been doing this work, I say we make shift happens. We've authored a book we called Shift Happens in Community. And then also, we offer capacity building coaching for other communities that are like us, small, just starting out and just want to see a positive change in their community. Um, so this week is the 1 year anniversary of Helene. So that was a time that when Dayna came back in 2019 to one of our community forums and did a presentation on climate change, and people were kind of like scratching their head, just like you, Robin, and saying, "What's that? Oh, that's not real." And so Dana educated us, educated me. And so when the hurricane actually hit, it was 1,000 times worse than we expected.
Mm.
We knew it was coming. Hurricanes have hit before, but nothing like this. And we've been gifted the Black School building back in April of 2024. And we're going to have a resilience hub out of it. And if it was built, then the displaced people, some of them were still in tents, still in hotels. The shelters closed down because they had to go back to business as usual. So this building we're renovating is we own it outright, and community can be there as long as needed. We already have discussions with emergency management services of having the satellite shelter, and it's going to be 50,000 square feet, so there's plenty of room, that's dedicated to community.
Magnificent. So Dana,
So all the beautiful plans are on the westmarion.org.
okay.
Yes.
Well, I was going to ask you about that. You're going to have to send me all these links and everything and where to go. But Dana, what are you currently doing in relation to this? Then is this going to be a film? Is it going to be documented?
Yeah, we've made the film. We're currently in the studio composing the score, and it will be released at the beginning of 2026 for the 10th anniversary of West Marion Inc. Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, look, I can't believe it's nearly
But
2026
people can
already.
go to I know. Oh my goodness. It's crazy. I felt weird saying that. But yeah, people can go to Climate Change and on Instagram and see some of the clips, that we've filmed. So beautiful. And then also I've been, listening my film Apology to Earth around the world to Philippines and Japan and Florida with Northport St. Joe there, where I was listening around the build out of liquid natural gas in communities along the coastlines. And so that film is currently, going out and is my new film. I have just filmed and I'm editing myself. For the first time in many years, a film called Listening that's going to premiere on October 15th in Florida, that I'm going to have an interview that I did a little bit with Jane Goodall as a forward on the listening work that I do. And, I think that really is what I'm trying to think about now of what the world needs, and that listening to each other is healing, and listening to nature, being present in that way, bringing those ideas of nature and being present and into the work that I'm doing even more and more, and into the work that I do in communities. You know, I just I want this film, Climate Change and with Paula, to show the beauty of the Blue Ridge Mountains, to show their unique community and show them as heroes of their story. It's such a beautiful story. And so, I'm just excited to be invited to listen again and again. And I'm so grateful.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting what you said because we had a conversation a couple of months ago, didn't we? And I said, "What have you been doing?" And you were saying, "Well, I'm not really doing anything." And I said, "Well, you have been doing a lot. Let's not lie." But but you didn't say like just listening. And we don't talk about that stuff, do we? We don't talk about like especially what's gone on with COVID and all the stuff that's been going on around the world, we don't say, well, we listened to this and I heard this, and you've done that, and you've stopped and looked around and you've grabbed it and you've put it into a documentary, which is what you've always been doing, to be fair. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you've done before, like what you've submitted to the festival, but your previous projects as well? What have they been? What have they been related to?
Yeah, I'm so grateful to have won the Maya Deren Award and the Innovative Short Film Award. And, the film I made, Gulf Coast Love Story, really did, liquid natural gas exports were paused. Like Biden paused them, and it was beautiful. This Apology to Earth film, connecting these stories around the world. Hopeful solutions, right? Like actually happening, real impact happening. When I did the story we want, the coal ash was cleaned up after that. Like
Mm.
I want real impact as well. And, I've worked on projects before, like Accelerating Appalachia. I worked on years ago for like a decade, and they raised $20 million. And so I now want, for this impact of West Marion Inc. to to realize, to like, I can visualize, I can close my eyes and I can see this resilience hub in Marion. I can see the road that had been taken out in this Black community, where they had to build the interstate right through their community. I can see that bridge coming back and the community coming together again. I can see, the economic development of having a tech hub there, and all the beautiful teachings that come out of that. I can see the food hub and the incubator of small businesses and cool new products coming out of that. I can see the history and the stories being remembered and told. I can see the medical center and that local, um, already partnership that's being developed there to have that local response to caring for community. I can see those things, and I want those things to be realized for Paula, through this film and through this. But it's really also her legacy of visualizing that and seeing better, and really stepping into that. And every day, women like Paula, who are, and Donna and Ginger and Mary and the whole crew are like, and all her family, and that are every day just doing this beautiful community work, whether it's with the garden program, or it's, thinking about climate in a new way, or working with the city and Heather, and doing such good work in so many ways. I'm
Mm.
just going on and on, but Paula, tell
No, no.
tell us tell us how people can, find your work and connect with you, to engage with your vision.
Yeah, so our website is westmarion.org. My email, paula@westmarion.org. So that's simple. We're always open to have conversations, share our story, and let you know that, this small rural town in Western North Carolina, things are happening, and positive things, even with the climate. And every time I just say a Bible verse is talking about the wheat and tare growing together, and the tare is the weeds. I heard something this week said, my job is not to pull the weeds, is to go and harvest the wheat. So that's, I'm harvesting the wheat, and then those weeds are going to take care of themselves. So I can't occupy my time pulling no weeds right now. I'm just keeping my eye on the prize.
We got
Yeah.
it.
How about that?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, when I'll edit this,
Thank you
and
for listening, Robin.
I'm always listening, always. I mean, but I want to make sure we get those links. So what we'll do is, if you can send me all the links to all the projects that you're doing now, and even your previous work, if you want us to share it, and I'll add it to the post that has this audio on it. Because I think it's only fair. Because I don't know, I'm not naive, but I don't know how many people like you are doing this from a film perspective. We see a lot of fiction, we see a lot of local documentaries, we see a lot of animations. but you're all over the planet doing these different things, meeting people that we don't know and issues we perhaps don't know about. So, you know,
Yeah.
it's quite fascinating.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate
I
the
love
time.
it. I'm so grateful.
It's nice to have you back.
Thank you, Robin. It's so good to see you. I love seeing you. I love it. Thank you.
And perhaps we could have these documentaries at next year's festival. Just a bit of a sales pitch.
I know. Yes, we definitely would love that. Thank you.
But I'll let you go. 'Cause we're gonna have a little short
All
break
right.
before, but try and catch some of the other films if you can.
I'm
The
so
schedules,
excited.
yeah,
I put it on my calendar. I'm so excited to watch these films. Georgia, and Sherry, and I'm so excited.
yeah. There's plenty. Go and have a look at the schedule. There's plenty to look at. It's been brilliant so far. But yeah, I'll let you know when this goes out. But you send me those links and I'll put them on the publication.
All right, thank y'all.
Thank
Okay,
you,
Bye.
Paula, as
awesome. All
well. Really
right.
appreciate
Good
it.
to see you, Paula.
You
Thank
Dayna.
you.
Bye.
Okay, thank you.